Yeah, guys, I think we can get this started. I'm not sure if Vignesh is joining, and yeah, sorry for the other day. I had issues with my laptop, so let me go ahead and share my screen. So the session is already being recorded. Yeah. So, meanwhile, did you guys try anything? Uh, did you guys try creating uh, anything which I taught you, like formula field, roll up summary field, these kind of data types? Did you give a try? Okay. Yeah, super cool. So I think you would have got the idea on how to create some different kinds of data types and those related things. Okay, so this is how these things are going to be, and mainly it depends on the requirement. Okay, so Salesforce is everything. Like, you need to know what are the functions and what are the things that are available within Salesforce, and then with that, how you can make use of those features and those things to achieve some functionality, some requirement. Okay, some requirement of your client. So this is how the entire Salesforce is going to be. Okay, so yeah, so just you need to remember, once you do this hands-on practice, or like you guys play around Salesforce. So if at all, if you guys are working for some clients, if they're giving some requirements to you, you'll simply or you get that thought in your mind to use this feature or this so and so feature for this functionality just to achieve their requirement. Okay, so that's how you become a pro in Salesforce. Okay. Yes. So that day I was teaching you about these things. Okay. So this customer, yeah, page layout. These are all the things that I like taught you, right? So okay, let me log in and show you. Okay. So yeah. So this is the thing. Yeah. So yeah. So if you see the topic that I am going to do, right? So that's going to be this way. Mm. So let me go to what do I say? So do you guys want me to teach about page layout? Because in page layout, I think right now I'm in this part where I need to teach you guys like the dependencies, all these things. I actually taught you before, but since I'm going in a slow manner, I was teaching you until these data types. Now, let me go to page layout and do different activities that uh, you can do. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, yes. So, this is called as page layout. Okay. So, if you see this is the layout property, this is something like name only. Okay. You can simply rename this one and then click on OK. Then these are the fields. Okay, so if you select fields, you will have all the available fields under this object. Okay, so if at all, if this is shown in gray color thing, then it is the meaning is that it's already used in this page layout. So this is already present in this page layout. Okay. So if at all, if you don't want this one, okay. So or else what do you say? Okay, account auto number. So if you also have this feature, okay. So for example, you have this gray color thing, okay. So which means that this is already being used in the page layout. And imagine you are not able to find where that field is used. Okay, just click on this one, and you could see that there is an yellow color highlighting thing. Okay, which means that it will show, okay, this is here. Okay, so if I wanted to see address, it's going to show address. So billing to shipping, again, yes, you see that, right? Billing string, and again created by, it's going to show. So this is how you're able to find which field is used. And also, if at all, if you see this thing in this way, okay. So if you see here, this is going to show in gray color thing, but here you can see like you can drag and keep it somewhere, right? So which means that that is still not used in the page layout. So if at all, if your client says like, I want account name and also account number, so you will just type like ACC, so account number you have, right? So you can just long press it and just drag it here, so that you can pull that account number under account name. Okay. So this is how you'll be able to do. And once you click on save, the next time when you open that layout, right? So you can see that account number is here, and account number is shown in gray color as usual. But these are all the things which are not used. Okay. So vendor information. So and also I wanted to tell you something. So you can see that account information. This is one section. Vendor information. This is one section. Okay. And address information. This is one thing. Social media information. So this is all like one section. Okay. So for example, I wanted some information, say, yeah, I wanted something like billing to ship, so billing to shipping alone. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to place it under vendor information, which means I want it under that. Okay. So I'm just going to say, oh, sorry. Okay. Let me pull it here. So, so billing, uh, to shipping, right? Yeah. Billing to shipping. Okay. Shipping details. Okay. Or info. Okay. So this is the one that is going to display if it is detail page or in edit page. Okay. Display section header, which means that you can display that in detail page, or so basically you're going to have both the things in selected range. And this is the one that is going to show you, like, for example, if at all, if you wanted to display in two sides, or if at all, if you wanted to display in one side, you can select one column. Okay. So if it is two column, it is going to be this way. Okay. So for example, these are all two columns. Okay. But bill address information is one column because you have only one here. So if you have two, you can parallelly place the fields here in this way. Okay. So I'm going to select two and going to have okay. So you have new section created. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull billing to shipping in a checkbox field here. Okay. And also this type enter. Okay. Type enter. Sorry, type entered, and here also the type entered, right? So yeah, so this is how we are going to do. Okay. So if at all, if you have some other information, so you will be able to do this. Okay. So this is how you guys can create a new section and select the type of section and pull respective fields under it. Okay. So once you do all this, you're going to click on save. Okay. So everything, whatever you do, you're just going to do it and just click on save. And buttons, as I already told you, these are the things that are called as buttons. So change owner. So it's going to show here, and clone, you already have it here. So these are all called as standard buttons. So standard buttons is something that Salesforce by default they provide. So you know, right, already, as we have already discussed many times about it, whatever comes as standard objects, standard fields, standard buttons, these are all something that are provided by Salesforce by default. Okay, so custom buttons are something that are created by us, like custom buttons, custom fields, custom objects. These are all some things that are created by us. Okay, so if you see edit, it is like common, right? So the common type of buttons and all, Salesforce itself by default they provide. Okay, but clone, like we also have a clone button in classic, but yeah, since we have the like clone button, we have in custom buttons. So if at all, if you want for submit for approval, last week I was teaching you about approval process, right? So yeah, the next topic is that I'm going to teach that. So submit for approval. So these are all something that you could do using buttons. Okay, so if at all, if you don't want what do you say, link a Slack channel, you can simply long click that and place it here, so that it's going to be disappeared from this part and it's going to be visible here. Okay, and again, if you don't want printable view, you can do the same thing. You can drag and place it here, it's going to disappear. Okay, so this is how it's going to be. And yeah, custom links, you don't have anything, but still you have a section for that. Okay, so I think I created one thing by myself, custom links. The word custom links itself means that we should be creating that link by ourselves, right? So yeah, so this is the one I created, for example, and I just placed it here. So okay, so these are all different section in page layout that you guys can see and have a look. Okay, so if at all, if so, quick actions is something going to be here. Okay, so for example, I want something like new note, so I can have something here. Okay, so new note. So quick actions in Salesforce Classic, where it's going to show, you can have, so for example, if you wanted to have this button like schedule appointment, you can simply pull it, or any directing, right, like new opportunity, new event. So everything you can have pretty much. Okay, and also this mobiles and lightning action. So these are all the buttons which you can use. So for example, you want something like file. Okay, so file, you can have it here. And like new case, these are all like buttons. Okay, so new opportunity, so these are all some global actions. So if you see this logger call, this new task, this new event, so once you click on this button, right, so you will get something like this. So new task, if at all, if you wanted to create new task under this particular account, you can click new task under this activity, and you will be able to create new task with subject and due date, or you can assign the task to any uh, you know name, and all these things you can do, and click on save. Okay, so that's the meaning, Salesforce mobile and lightning experience action. So these are all something that you can put. So something like new note, all these things you can have it in this part, and then it will be visible on this side. Okay, and let me again tell you the difference between that. And these are the things, like yeah, so these are the things which you will be able to do it here also. Okay, so these buttons like edit, delete, clone, these are all the things that you could see it here. Okay, so if you ask me, like I don't have the sharing hierarchy and all, if you see in the account level, like then you will be able to find it. Okay, so maximum, it's not like only the things that are present here that are going to be visible here. Okay, so the sharing hierarchy, this and all is like something that it is specific. Okay, so mostly like sharing hierarchy, this and all will not be visible. Okay, so yeah, so that's how this is going to be visible for you guys. And yeah, so yeah, so expanded lookups. Okay, of course, like if at all, if you wanted to have something here, you can have this detail. Sorry, uh, yeah, so you can have something here. Okay, so this one you already used. Yeah, so expanded lookups. Yeah, So yeah, I think I haven't used this expanded lookups, but still, yeah. And related list. So related list is something that you guys can make use of. So for example, these are all the related objects. So related list is something, this one, okay. So if you have this, so this is one object, this is one object, this is one object, okay. So you can have any objects here. So for example, you have property ownership, tenants, all these things. So activity history you already have here, contacts you have here, major initiative, all these things. For example, imagine I wanted cases to be here, so I'm just going to drag it here and have it here, okay. So just a minute, guys. Yeah, guys, sorry. So yeah, so this is what it is going to be. So related list where you can have these things here, and these are all call the select things that you could display. So for example, I'm going to show just a minute. Yeah, I'm going to show these available fields. Okay. So if I hover over contact, I could see contact name, title, phone, email, all these things, right? So these are the things that are related to this. For this object, you have contact as a related thing, and these are all the fields that are displayed on the mini page. I mean, when you hover over that object, right? So this is something that you could control. Okay. So for example, you have contacts, right? So I'm just going to click on this and available fields. Okay. So right now you have contact name, title, phone, email. Okay. So if at all, if I don't want email and I wanted something like, okay, something like mobile number. Okay. So I can just pull that. And if at all, if I don't want it, I can also do this. And yeah, if at all, if I want it before a phone number, I can just pull it up. Okay. So this is how you can do. And if you scroll down, you have something like this. Okay. So if at all, if you wanted to apply this to other page layouts also, you can do it. So if you select this, uh, y- this will be applied to all the other page layouts as well, because this is just one page layout and you can have this similar thing. And buttons also, buttons, yeah, you have new, merge contacts, all these things. Okay. So add to campaign, so these are all the things that you can have. So when I say buttons, so okay, let me go to the bottom of the screen. Okay. Okay, so once you click on this, you'll be able to see the related objects. So there you have this new button, right? So this is the place where you'll be controlling which standard button or custom button to add. Okay, so right now I have new, and merge contacts, of course, like these are all the things that will not be present on the page layout level. But if you see in the developer edition, you will be able to find it out. Okay. So this one also, like add to campaign, and the custom buttons. As of now, we don't have anything, but mass delete. Yeah. So this is something that Salesforce like they provide. So we can have that in place. So this is something. Okay. So this these are the things that you can do. And also if at all, if you wanted to have some report by default, okay, so you can have something like this report, and then click on this, and then you can pull these things here. Okay. So the competitor thing. Okay. So here you can pull something and see, or you can see the visit reports or something like this. Okay. So for example, your client, they might ask like, okay, in accounts, we want some default report. Okay. With which our client, our end users would be able to view some statistics or data regarding the business. Okay. So that's how you're going to get the requirement to be fulfilled. Okay. So components, of course, so these are called as lightning components. For example, lightning components are something that your developers develops, okay? So using which you can have that component inside the page layout, and then you can have that yeah, you can have that lightning component inside this page layout. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. So yes. So this is what you guys can do. Okay. So yeah. So this is all about page layout. So I just taught you this because, like, in page layout, as a fresher or as a newbie to Salesforce, you guys will be having a lot of things to do in page layout. Okay, so they might ask to move different page layouts and ask you to make changes in page layout. So this is only like initial page layouts that we have in our org. Okay, so if you work for a client, they're going to have like 10 to 15 page layouts which are assigned to different record types and different profiles. Okay, so that's when you got to identify like which page layout they're asking you to make changes in, and open that particular page layout and make changes to that. Okay, so yeah. Okay, let me go to approval process. Okay, so that's the thing that I stopped last week. So I just gave you some idea like what is approval process, right? So for example, approval process is something, so you have submit for approval button. Okay, so let me go to opportunities. Okay, so opportunity. Okay, so this is called something like opportunities, and then you can have submit for approval button. Okay, so you have submit for approval. So once you click on this, you can have some comments on this, but we don't have any approval process in place. Okay, so no applicable approval process was found. So if you go to setup, okay, so let me show you again if you guys missed it out. Okay, so if you go to setup and type approval process. Okay. Yeah, so approval. So if you have something like this, right? So you have approval process, and then yes. So here, this is the place where you will create new approval process. Okay, use Jumpstart wizard or use standard setup wizard. So yeah. So for example, Jumpstart wizard, it's automatically going to, you know, it's a one-step approval process creation. Okay, so it's just going to be created in one step. Okay, so I mean the approval is going to be approved just in one step. Okay, so it's not like each person or each person in that hierarchy level should approve that, approve as in like click on the submit for approval. Okay, only then it will be approved, right? So it's not that each person in that hierarchy they should approve. It's only based on like one step. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to teach you that. Okay, so start, or okay, let's not have in this way. Let's have like approve code for opti. Okay, so yes, and I'm going to select the available template. So I'm just going to select some of the available template. Okay, and then yeah, use approver field of opportunity owner. Yeah, so this is something that it depends. Okay, so for jumpstart, yes, but for another thing, yeah, just a minute, guys. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I just had a call. Yeah. So this is something that you will be able to select for another option. Okay, so this is something, add the submit for approval button and approval related to all opportunity page layout. So this is something that you can add this one, this, this particular approval process for all the page layouts. Okay, so you have different page layouts, right? So this approval process, you can have it uh, across all the page layouts. Okay, so this approval process is going to work if at all, if you're going to have that submit for approval. Okay, so this is something that you can select, because it's not like only you can have one approval process per object. You can have like 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 approval process for that object, for that case. Okay, so yes, so this is what you're going to do. Okay, so specific entry criteria, yes, of course, close state, all these things, right? So you can have something, close state equals, and then the value. Okay, so this is something that I wanted to say. So let me go to an opportunity record. So for example, you might have some criteria. Okay, for example, I wanted to send this, or or have this one to approval only if the probability becomes 100. Okay, so what can I do? So I'm just going to search for probability. So if at all, if the probability is equals or greater or equal to 100, right? So 100 value, then it's going to have something like this. Okay, so yes. So if at all, if it has a value like 100, then it is going to have. Okay, so using the option below, select the specify the user. So this is the condition that I initially put. Okay, so for example, you can have another condition also. Say if at all, if the stage has become close one. So similarly in opportunity, right? In opportunity, we will have some conditions. So in my previous organization, they used to have like the opportunity record should be sent for approval only if at all, if the stage is close to one. Okay, so I can have that condition also. So stage, right? Stage. So let me search for stage, opportunity stage. So yes, greater than, I mean, I think it's going to be in this thing, right? Sorry, I selected there are 2 stages. Okay, so I think equals so yeah, closed one. Okay, so this is what I'm going to select. So if at all, if the record satisfies these 2 conditions, it's going to go for approval. Otherwise it is not going to be sent for approval, which means it is not going to send for approval to an approver, which like saying that, hey, please approve this one. Okay, so this is some approval template. Okay, so when I said, hey, please approve this particular opportunity, so this is not the template that we should be using. So for example, you need to create a new template by yourself. Okay, so I will teach you like how to create a new email template and all. Okay, so there in that email template, you're going to have something in words like, hey, my opportunity, my so and so opportunity got selected. So yeah, my so and so opportunity got selected, so please approve this one. So something like this in wordings. Okay, so this is something that you need to select, because yeah, once a record satisfies this condition, then it will be going to approval process, right? I mean, it will be going to an approver. So for going into approver, he should be knowing, okay, what is the content regarding it, right? So that for that thing only we have this approval. So in mail. Okay, so it's not like an approver, he will not be knowing like, okay, we should go open and see all the opportunities and see. So how the approver is going to get notified is through email only, right? Because approver, so once if a record is ready for a, is if a record is submitted for approval, uh, in which way the approval is indicated is, they will be indicated through mail. Okay. Okay, so using the options below, specify the user to whom the approval request should be assigned. Okay, so this is what the thing where you will be choosing the approver. Okay, so this is the place where you will be like selecting. So for example, standard field. So imagine I am a user. Okay, so Monkey Mills is a user. Okay, so this user is going to have a manager above him. Okay, So if you see, you're going to have manager above this person. Okay. So yeah. So this is the place where you can assign a manager to this person. So imagine I wanted security user to be my manager, and I'm going to click on save. So if I select this manager, right? So it's going to go to my manager for approval. So for example, if this opportunity is my opportunity, and this opportunity satisfies this field criteria, and then it will be, I will be submitting it for approval. Okay. Then what happens is the my for example, I'm creating this record. Okay, I'm the opportunity owner, so it will be going to my manager for approval. Okay, so for example, I don't want to send it to my manager. I have someone like some other post like SME or something like that. I can create a new hierarchical relationship and then have that that person being sent the approver mail. Okay, so here automatically approve. So this option you can so yeah, once again I want to sell. So if you select this option, you can choose who could be the approver. Okay, so in my previous organization, what they had was they had some list of members. So if at all, like if you have like 10 managers, some of the person you work closely with them. Okay. So you can select, okay, this person is going to be my approval from the available pick list values. So this is how it's going to be. But in maximum cases, it won't be that way. Okay. So they will be selecting this one only, like automatically assigned to approver. So here I will be selecting user. So they will be selecting to particular user. For example, there's going to be the sales manager. Okay, sales manager head, which means that he's going to be the head for all the sales. So he should be the only person who should be able to approve the opportunities or quotes. So in that case, for example, in an organization, there'll be HOD, right? So he's going to be the head of the department. So whatever it is, without his signature or without his approval, nothing is going to happen. Similar way, okay? So imagine security user is going to be the head of the department for opportunities. So I'm going to select this person, okay? So whatever it is, whichever opportunity is available for approval thing, it will be going to security user only, which means the head of the department, right? So since we have only one like few users in this developer edition, I'm just showing you, but in real time it's going to be with some name. Okay, so you're going to have different people under different names, right? So that's how it's going to be. Okay, so when multiple approvers are select, so approve based on the first or, so this is something that you can select it by yourself. Okay, so when multiple approvers are selected, so it is not like you can have only one thing. So for example, there is one head of the department, and they say like, okay, the head of the department says like, I have another two buddies who are going to take my work if at all, if I am not available for particular date or something like that. Okay, so you can have some another user also. Okay, so as of now I just select monkey mails. Okay, so you can have any number of users, so it's not only user or related user also. So you can have like created by opportunity owner, all these things. Okay, so last modified. So this all depended on your requirement. If at all, if your client has some specific requirement related to this, right? So you can have something in this way. Okay, so yeah, so yeah, I think Vignesh, he didn't join today, right? Okay, fine. Let's do this. Yeah. So yeah, so this is the place where you will be able to select the approver or related user based on created by, last modified by. So if I select created by, so this record, who is the created by? I am the monkey. I'm the creator called monkey mills. Okay, so I'm going to get the approval mail as well. Okay, so which shouldn't be the case, but Salesforce has given that option. Okay, or last modified by. For example, there is going to be one person especially for this, like, okay, if at all the opportunity is okay, he's going to make some change here, saying okay, probability 100%, and then he's going to click on save. Okay, so last modified is going to be me. Then it's going to be sent to the last modified person. Okay, so you can have like different, so these are all the options that are available. but yeah, you can make use of it. Okay, so yeah, now you can click on save. Okay, so this approval process is selected, so you have some you know things here, but yeah, red flags you can have it in thing, okay, in place. So initial submit action. So what happens is, so approval process, how it works is, once you have a thing for submit for approval, right? This record, this particular, so for example, if I click on submit for approval for this record, once I click on this, later this record, you cannot edit it. Okay, so now I have this edit option, right? I have this edit option. So if at all, if you click on submit for approval, it's not going to let you edit, because the initial action that will automatically take place once you submit a record for approval. Okay, so once you submit a record for approval, okay, this record is going to be logged from editing. Okay, which means that you will not be able to edit, and it will lock your permissions to edit this particular record. Because imagine you're giving some value here, like amount. Okay, so you're giving like $100 and clicking on save. Okay, and you're pressing for submit for approval, and once the approval process is done, and it cannot be changed, because that's not how it should be, right? Like you cannot change, and the approval might have confusion. Hey, what? First he sent with $100, and again he's editing and sending $98. So that's why, in order to avoid that confusion, Salesforce has, like, by default, it locks the record once you press submit for approval. Okay, so you can have something like add new task, email alert, field update, outbound message. These are all the things that you could have. Okay, and also add existing. Okay, so this is something that you could have. Okay, so if at all, if you wanted to have something like this, okay, so if at all, if you initial, like, you wanted to have thank you template also, you can have something. Okay, so once the record is submitted for initial action, you can have something like this. Or if at all, if you wanted to have something like field update. Okay, so here you wanted to have any checkbox tick saying that, okay, you wanted to have prospect checkbox tick, you can have that. Okay, so prospect, right? Prospect, I don't find this, just a minute. Prospect. So yes, I don't have this. No. Yeah. mm, Not sure why it is not visible here, but you should have that field here. Like, these are all the list of maybe I'm not searching it properly. Prospect, prospect, prospect.